Welcome to everyone. We'll start the Committee on Public Services. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Each member is acknowledging that they are attending the meeting via Zoom and that they are located in Wayne County, Michigan, unless otherwise stated when I call your name. Commissioner Varga.
Here.
Commissioner Palomira has requested an excuse. Commissioner Kinlock.
Present.
Commissioner Hattis.
Present.
Commissioner Baydoun.
Here.
Commissioner Daub.
Here.
Chair Marecki.
Here.
You have a quorum present.
Thank you. Next item.
B, Chairwoman's remarks.
I have none. Thank you. Next item.
Commissioner Marecki, could I
Yes.
interject just real quick? Chris Albrecht, Policy Analyst, Commission staff. Just a reminder that the minutes today need to be
Yes.
approved as corrected for items
Yes.
16, 17, and 18 with Commissioner Varga as the maker of the motions for those items.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Madam Clerk. So number C.
C, approval of the May 11th, 2021 meeting minutes.
Yep.
Madam-
So you good?
Madam
Yes.
Chair, approval of the meeting minutes with any necessary corrections.
Okay. Thank you.
Support.
Okay. Was that Commissioner Dobb?
Job. Yeah.
Okay. Any questions, comments? There was just Commissioner Varga's name was not the maker of the motion on 16, 17, and 18. So that will be changed. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Next item.
Item 1, under unfinished business, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a purchase and development agreement with Newburgh Mill.
Okay. This is back. Let's see, who's here from, is Wafa here?
I'm here.
Yes. Wafa, do you want to just say a few words about this?
Yeah, so this is an amendment. The original agreement was approved now well over a year ago. We came back to the commission a couple weeks ago with an amendment. You guys requested a couple changes to the language. We made those changes. It's back in front of you. Basically, this amendment takes the original agreement to purchase Newburgh Mill and build a replacement barn for the sheriffs. The original agreement had the replacement barn being built in Westland. The developer could not come to terms on the purchase price with the seller of that property, and then the barn burned down. So that is no longer an option. So we are now building the replacement barn in Dearborn Heights. And that's this amendment is changing where the replacement barn will be located.
Move approval.
Okay.
Support.
All right. We have an approval and support. Thank you, Wafa. Does anybody have questions or comments? Last time we saw this was a while ago, but the commissioners were concerned about some language changes they want put in, and those were put in. And Felicia, do you have anything more to add to this? Thank you, everyone, for the work that you did on this.
Through the chair to this honorable body. So as you just indicated, the revisions that were discussed a few meetings ago with regards to the financial arrangement, the agreement has been revised to expressly and specifically state that if the improvements do not exceed or if the improvements do not cost a minimum of $405, that the purchaser will pay the county the difference for that. They also included a sentence, some language that indicates that the improvements are actually the construction of new structures, because that was also something that was mentioned, whether improvements encompass the construction of a new structure. So they also added that language. So it seems that they have addressed the concerns that were expressed at the last meeting where this was discussed.
Okay, thank you. Again, thank you to everyone for doing this. So commissioners, anything to add?
Madam Chair.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you. I wanted to just check with Commission Counsel to make sure she doesn't have any further concerns, but sounds like Commissioner Council, you're all set on this?
Yes, we don't have any additional concerns.
Okay. And then, do we need to do anything with the original deal that we had to make that go away? Like we did with the Art Foundation and
No,
Totem
this is,
so on?
no, because this is just an amendment to the original contract. So it's just a continuation of the original contract.
Okay, because
The same developer, everything else remains the same. We are just changing the portion of the contract that talked about the replacement barn and replacing it with this amendment.
okay. All right, and then one other thing, I know it, I can't remember if it's in the contract, you know, I haven't read it today, but this just, this question just popped into my mind was, what is the timeline on the replacement barn? Are they going to build that first before they start working on refinishing the mill? Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's a part of our contract is we have to sign off on the replacement barn before we'll give them the Newburgh mill.
okay. Well, do you know if they're going to start building that this year, or when do they expect?
As soon as we can close, they want to start building it as quickly as possible. And that's going to depend on the due diligence when we close, and then obviously the weather has a big part of has a big impact on that.
Right. Okay. That's all I had. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, Madam Clerk, why don't we take a roll call vote on this?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Hadis,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Chairman Recky.
Yes, motion passes. Great. Okay, next item.
Item 1, under new business, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a 2-year construction contract with Scodella Construction.
Okay, this is for additional funding for overband crack filling services. Any
Madam Chair,
questions? Yes,
Move approval.
okay. Okay, we have an approval and a support. Any questions, comments? And the approval was by Commissioner Kinlock, this is supported by Commissioner Varga. Okay, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll on this?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Hadis,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Chairman Recky.
Yes, motion passes. Next item.
Item 2, requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Woodhaven.
Okay, this is for Park Village, the Civic Center Park for $16,000.
Varga, move approval.
Support.
All right, we have an approval by Varga, supported by Commissioner Baydoun. Any questions on this? Okay, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Hadis,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Chairman Recky.
Yes, motion passes. Next item.
Item 3, requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Ecorse.
Move approval, Varga.
Support.
Supported by, I didn't hear who that was. Who supported?
Kinlock, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's right. Everybody's voice sounds a little distorted to me on this end for some reason today. Okay, any questions on this? All right, we have an approval by Commissioner Varga, supported by Commissioner Kinlock. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Hadis,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Chairman Recky.
Yes, motion passes. Madam Clerk, if we could take 4 and 5 together. Just read through them briefly.
So
Item
move for
4.
approval.
Yes. Go ahead. You can just read them briefly. They're together in Commissioner Hayes's district for park stuff, park millage.
Item
Almost.
4. I'm sorry, Commissioner Hattis.
Yeah, I was gonna make the motion and open it for discussion. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like her to just read them briefly.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Item 4, requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the Township of Huron. Item 5, requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Wayne.
Okay. Commissioner Hatch.
So move for approval, both 4 and 5.
Support.
Okay.
Support.
Okay, and supported by Commissioner Baydun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Any comments, questions? Okay, Madam Clerk, could you take the roll for 4 and 5?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydun,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Chair Mareki.
Yes, motion passes. Next item.
Item 6, requesting commission approval of Amendment 2 to a 3-year sole source contract with Kennedy Industries.
Okay, this is to repair pumps as needed and an increase in funding.
Move approval.
Support.
Madam Chair,
Okay, yes, go ahead.
Commissioner Dobb, I have a question on this item. This is the Kennedy Industries, correct?
Correct.
So I understand that this company supplies the only parts that will work with these pumps, and these are the pumps that are in 164 stations in Wayne County or the state. What happens if this company goes out of business, or it just doesn't, I don't know. I was kind of surprised when I read that this is the only company that can make parts for our pumps. Is there anyone here that can speak to that? Is that
Madam
like a
Chair,
normal, is that a normal thing, or?
Go ahead, Mr.
Madam Chair,
Chair.
this is Bill Banham, contract consultant for Wayne County DPS. Commissioner, the county maintains approximately 197 pump houses. 143 of those are MDOT. Unfortunately, most of the pump houses are old and they use a system called Cascade Pump. And Kennedy is the only manufacturer that we've been able to identify that not only makes those pumps, but makes those components for those pumps. Wayne County, as well as MDOT, is in the process of pump house rehabilitation. And as we rehabilitate those pump houses, we're moving to a system called a flight pump. And that particular pump, there's multiple vendors that will be able to supply parts for those. So until we get those old pump houses rehabilitated, we're kind of stuck with using Kennedy for those Cascade pumps.
Okay, that makes sense, because I was kind of wondering why we would, build pumps or choose these pump stations if there was only one company. But since you explained that they're really old, but moving forward, we're going with a system that we can use different companies for.
Right, and I just want to add, for the 41 pumps that Wayne County maintains, Director Watts has had us put together a 5-year rehabilitation program so we can bring all of those into the new technology that's available today. And as far as the MDOT pumps, we're stuck moving at their pace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Sure. Okay, so that's a 5-year plan. So you don't know how long the MDOT plan, how long theirs is
I do
to
not
change
know,
over?
but I know it will probably take longer than 5 years because we're talking about a total of 143 pump houses.
Right. Well, thank you for that explanation. Anyone else? Okay, we have an approval and a support. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Baidoon,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Maricki.
Yes, motion passes. Next item, please.
Item 7, requesting commission approval of a 3-year cooperative agreement with 3M Transportation Safety Division.
Okay, this was a My Deal bid. Any questions on this?
I'll move
Move for
approval.
approval.
I'll
Right,
support.
Okay, was that Commissioner Hattis?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we have an approval by Commissioner Hattis, supported by Commissioner Dodd. Questions, comments on this? All right, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Kenlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Baidoon,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Maricki.
Yes, motion passes. Next item.
Item 8, requesting commission approval of a 2-year sole source contract with Carrier and Gable.
Is there someone here from the administration that can address this one?
Morning, Madam Chair. Derek Coley.
Good morning.
DPS, yes, DPS Equipment Division Director. You've probably, or this body has seen a couple of different contracts come across for crash-worthy signs. This is one that is specifically for Windmaster crash-worthy signs. They are used in work zones. I think it's a particular note that everyone knows that these are temporary, movable, reusable signs. We have other contracts for permanent signs that, and our sign shop actually manufactures some, as seen in the previous agenda item, that we actually make our own signs, and the sign sheeting from number 7 is what our sign shop uses. These are crash-worthy signs for work zones. They meet federal and state mandates for height. The stands have to be of a certain material and ability to break away in collisions. The materials used are also required to meet those federal and state mandates.
Okay, and so this is a sole source contract, and why is that?
It's because of the mandates. Carrier and Gable is the sole distributor for MDI, and they make the Windmaster signs, and those are the ones that the state of Michigan requires. So that is why Carrier and Gable is once again seen as the sole distributor of this item. There's others that have come across this committee as well.
Okay, all right, so they make the ones that Michigan requires. Any question? Thank you. Any questions on this? Okay, thank you for that explanation. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll on this? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, we don't have a motion yet.
Move
I'll
approval.
move.
Okay, we have Commissioner Varga and Commissioner Hattis.
I believe that was, that was Dobb, sorry.
I'm sorry?
I thought I heard Dobb. It was Varga.
Oh,
Yeah,
Varga's
I did
face-
say it, but it's okay.
Oh, you did? Oh, no, that's
No,
okay.
it can be Varga and
You know
Hattis.
what? Because Commissioner Varga's face popped up, so I thought it was her.
Yeah, I think all 3 of us said it at
Oh,
the same
okay.
time. It's fine.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
yeah. All right, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Kenlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Baidoon,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Maricki.
Yes, motion passes. Next item.
Item 9, requesting commission approval of a 3-year contract with VIL Construction.
Okay, and this is Commissioner Dobbs' district.
I'll move approval.
Okay.
Support.
Anybody have questions on this? It's like a lot of good work there. Okay, Madam Clerk, we have an approval by Commissioner Dobbs, supported by Commissioner Baidoon. Can you call the roll vote?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Kenlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes. Motion passes. Next item.
Item 10, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a 3-year contract with 2 one-year options to renew with Pipe Tech Infrastructure Services.
Okay, this is to catch basin, clean outs, and
I'll move for approval, Madam the Chair, because that issue given me so much headache in my
yeah.
wrong time. But
I'll
thank
support
you.
you, Commissioner
All
Hayden.
right.
Thanks to Mrs. Watt and her team, we're doing okay.
Yeah, well, good. You'll probably be over there supervising, huh? Any questions on this? Okay, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes, motion passes. Next item.
Item 11, requesting commission approval of a cooperative purchase contract with Berger Chevrolet.
Okay, this is for 3 Silverados with plows and lights for parks.
Move approval, Varga.
Okay,
Support, Dobb.
all right, we have an approval and support. Any questions on this? Okay, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes. Motion passes. Can we, before we have the discussion, can we move over to, oh no, I'm sorry, we still have 12, and then move over to the addenda.
Okay. Item
sorry.
12, requesting commission approval of a contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation.
Okay, Commissioner
So-
Hattis, okay. Any-
Support, Dobb.
Okay, support with Dobb. Okay, this is for road improvements along Inkster Road from E-Course to Van Buren Road with MDOT. Any questions? Okay, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes, motion passes. Okay, next item under addendas.
Item 14, requesting commission approval of modification to a 2-year contract with the 1-year option to renew with Environmental Consulting and Technology, Inc. and ECT Engineering.
Okay, this is a continual, this is EPA funds. Are there any questions on this?
Madam Chair, move approval, Kinlock.
Okay,
Support.
all right. We have an approval and support. Any questions, comments? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes, motion passes. Next item.
Item 15, requesting commission approval of a 1-year contract with Pipe Tech Infrastructure Services.
Okay, this is for the Rouge Valley Sewage Disposal System. And these monies are assessed to the communities. Is that right? Is there someone here?
Good morning, Commissioner. This is Patrick
Morning.
Cullen,
Hi, Pam.
Environmental Services Director. You are
Cool.
correct. You are right, and in the end, it does get assessed back to the communities as funding. I should also add that much of this work is going to be funded ahead of time through a state revolving fund loan.
Oh, okay, great. All right, any questions, commissioners?
Yes, this is Commissioner Harris.
Yep.
I know we limited how much we charge those community, 5,000 per mile, or the formula we charge in those community now, it's not accurate, and cost-wise, it costing us more than that?
So Commissioner Hedis, you might be confusing the designated county drain assessments for open channel drains and other drains that the county manages through the drain office. And this, which is specifically for the Rouge Valley sewage disposal system. And so we have the Rouge Valley sewage disposal system that we operate has 14 customers, 13 communities along with the airport authority that are assessed for our operation and maintenance of the series of pipes and pump houses and other facilities that transport sewage from their respective communities. This specific contract is the kickoff to our long-term corrective action plan. We are under an order of abatement with the state to make improvements to the system. And this is phase 1A of that project.
And as you mentioned, those would be assessed to the community, right?
That's correct, yes.
And the community have any limit on the cost?
So the communities, yeah, the assessment, you know, the assessment gets calculated on an annual basis, and they are charged for the operation and maintenance and sewage disposal costs. The bulk of the assessments, more than 95% of the assessment cost is what GLWA charges for the sewage disposal, for us to send the sewage to GLWA for treatment. These are additional costs for systems improvements that will be assessed back to the community. We have been in constant contact with all of our locals, with all of our customers regarding this project. They know it's coming. We've actually done some pre-assessments already to get the project started, and they're aware of the costs related to this and the other phases of the LTCAP.
So there's no cap on the cost. I mean, we don't have limited cost, let's say 5,000 or 10,000.
Correct. Yes.
Whatever the cost it is you pass it on.
That's correct. That's accurate.
And they all okay with that?
Well, you know, they're not necessarily all okay with it, but they do understand, Commissioner. And yeah, we do our best to negotiate with the state to, you know, carry all of these improvements out in the most cost-effective manner. And every one of the contracts, you know, that you'll see, you know, starting today and moving into the future regarding this project, will come to you for approval.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Patrick. Okay, I don't think we have a motion on this.
So move.
Support.
Jinx.
Sam can have it.
Okay. All right, we have an approval by Commissioner Hattis, supported by Commissioner Baydoun. All right, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll on this?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki.
Yes, motion passes. Okay, next item.
Item 13, discussion of the Household Hazardous Waste and Clean Program.
Okay.
Hey. Good morning, Madam Chair. And
Good morning.
How are you? It's always a pleasure to see everyone.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
going
you
to
for
kick it
being
off
here.
I'm going to kick it off to Patrick. As we've done in the past, we always like to come before our committee to make sure that we give more information, especially on some programs that really affect our community and neighborhoods, where we like to get the word out and more outreach about the programs. These two programs that Patrick's going to give just a very brief presentation on is one that's been around for years, but we're going to be revamping and trying to make sure we get the word out. So I'm going to go over to Patrick. But before I do, Madam Chair, if I may, I want to introduce one of the newest members of our team. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks that he has joined our DPS team as the newest Assistant Division Director of our Engineering Division, Animesh. And so he comes with a wealth of experience. He will be overseeing all the units of our engineering division. And his office will primarily be at the field engineering office on Michigan Avenue. So just briefly, I want to see if Animesh want to have a couple of words just to introduce himself, because you'll see him at the committees, you'll see him at full board, and he'll be guiding our team. And so far, he's been doing a great assessment at the week and a half that he's been here so far.
Great.
Animesh?
Hi everyone, this is Animesh Agarwal.
Hi.
It's a pleasure to be a part of the DPS engineering team, and I look forward to working with you all.
Okay. Tell me a little bit
Welcome.
about your background, just where you know.
Yeah, so I have a bachelor's in civil, master's in structure with a PE license, and I've spent last 12 years in designing and building bridges across different states in United States.
Very good.
Most recent one being the Gordie Howe Bridge. So
Correct. Yeah, me and my wife moved down from Texas to Michigan to work on the Gordie Howe International Bridge. She still works there, and I decided to work for the public, so I joined DPS engineering department.
Yes. So
welcome. That's great.
Welcome.
I've heard you're doing a great job.
Yep, thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you for indulging us and introducing one of the newest members of our team. So now, without further ado, is going to be Patrick Cullen. And hopefully we're going to have one of his very important contracts, hopefully on the next COPS committee, because it's vital to the program, the dates. I think our first one won't start until July. So Patrick, are you able to share your screen?
Yeah, through the chair, could I get permission to share the screen? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, yes, Madam Clerk, can you?
Yes.
Great.
Okay. Can everybody see that okay?
Yeah, I can.
Great. So thank you for this time. I won't take up a lot of time, but we did, as Ms. Watts, stated, we want to get information out to you about some of the programs that that we operate in environmental services. And I know some of you who have been around a little while are aware of our household hazardous waste and clean program. Some of the newer commissioners may not be. So we thought it was important to give you a little update about where we're at in HHW and clean right now. Just a little bit of background about both programs. HHW for the acronyms, and in environmental programs are the worst when it comes to acronyms. We have an acronym for everything. And so I never want to assume that everybody just knows what these letters stand for. HHW means household hazardous waste. And that is a very common reference to materials that we all use in our homes, such as pesticides, paints, chemical cleaners, cleaning compounds, automotive fluids. These are materials that in any other circumstance other than used at your home would be treated, stored, and disposed of as hazardous waste in any other commercial setting. However, federal law allows any materials such as that are generated from your home to be disposed of in your regular household trash. So our HHW program attempts to address that, because we don't like that stuff going into the trash and going into the landfills. It causes a lot of problems in our landfills and presents threats to our environment, frankly, especially to our water quality. Clean, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. The CLEAN acronym stands for County Lending Environmental Assistance to Neighborhood. That's our program that we help neighborhoods with illegal dumping issues. Both of these programs started back in 2004. And it's important for you to know that the funding for both of these programs comes from solid waste tipping fees. There are no general funds utilized for either of these programs. The county's fee ordinance that the commission approves has all four of our type 2 landfills in Wayne County. The county gets 16 cents per cubic yard or 48 cents per ton for all of that waste that gets disposed of. So we do get some tipping fee money back from solid waste disposal. And these are two of the programs that help fund those, or that funding goes towards. So let's talk about HHW real quickly. We typically will hold anywhere from 3 to 5 collection events annually. Last year, as you know, because of COVID, we did not have any events in the summer, and we received a lot of calls. I'm sure some of you received a lot of calls. What do I do with my stuff? We're happy to get back into the game this year. And just a few facts about HHW, you know, previous to last year, we would roughly average about 7,000 households participating, and about 750,000 pounds of household hazardous waste that we collected each year and prevented from being disposed of in a landfill. That material gets collected by our primary contractor. That contract hopefully will be up in front of the commission at the next meeting, as Beverly mentioned earlier. And as much of the material as possible gets recycled. Oils, paints, a lot of the chemicals that we collect have the ability to be reused and recycled. And so we collect as much of that material as we can. We also collect electronic waste at these events. And we also collect medical waste, home generated medical waste like needles and prescription medicines. And then the last bullet there is just a note, you know, for when we don't have collection events, we do have an app available on the App Store. It's called Wayne County Recycles. It's a very simple app where you can type in any material that you have at home that you're trying to get rid of, or you don't know the right thing to do with it, and it will give you options on disposal, local options for safe disposal. Here's what's coming up this year in HHW. We do have 3 dates on the book. July 10th is the first one in Westland. We have an event scheduled for August 28th in Detroit and November 6th in Taylor. We were hoping to get a spring event going, but we weren't able to get our contract together in time in order to have a spring event. We're frankly concerned about the Saturday events being overwhelmed because we know people have been saving materials for some time. So we're going to be very mindful of the capacity for these events. And we're going to be offering, we're looking at the option of actually doing some weekday events, which our contractor has more availability to do rather than doing big events on Saturday, and also providing drop-off by appointment service, which has been something that some of the local communities and other organizations have been doing recently with some success. That provides us a little bit more flexibility where we're not just getting slammed on a Saturday with all of the people with their cars full of stuff. We especially coming out of COVID and knowing that we missed a summer of collection, we want to try to spread that material out as best that we can. Just a couple of the trends to mention to the commissioners. The cost for collection of these materials has increased 4-fold over the last 5 years. This has become a very expensive service to provide for local communities. A number of you know that your municipalities and your districts provide the service. A number of these local communities have provided the service in the past on their own, independent of what Wayne County would do, and they would do it for their own residents. Over the last several years, we've seen fewer and fewer communities doing that because it's just become too expensive for them. And so they're really relying on the county's events and opportunities to provide this service on their behalf. I'm going to move off of HHW, and I'll take some questions at the end if you have questions on either of these programs, and talk real briefly about our CLEAN program. This is neighborhood cleanup assistance that focuses on illegal dumping, and specifically for residential areas. And one of the nice trends I've seen about CLEAN, when we started this program back in the mid-2000s, illegal dumping was a real significant concern. It still is a significant concern, but we're seeing less and less of this, which is nice to see. And we think we'd like to think we've had some help and impact on this, especially in Detroit and in our inner ring suburbs. But honestly, we've done projects in all 43 communities over the last 17 years to address illegal dumping sites. Right now, the program is providing 30-yard dumpsters and pays for the hauling and disposal of waste materials. So we don't provide the labor. What we really do is we like to partner with local communities and block clubs and service organizations who are doing a weekend cleanup or a weekday cleanup, and they have some volunteers together, where we'll come out and assist them and to help them with the paying for the disposal of those materials. We also do scrap tires as well. We're working on a contract that you'll see hopefully soon for community scrap tire collection events, which is also part of our clean program. So we encourage block clubs, municipalities, CSOs to apply. Applications can be submitted at any time. They're available on our website. You can contact us directly about this. We do have a limit we do have a capacity for these projects as well. We do roughly 10 to 12 per year. The number really depends on the size of the project. There are some really big cleanup projects that have been done in the past, like Highland Park does a big one, usually every year. And they have multiple organizations help them with that one. So we would be one of many that would help them. The City of Ecorse does a big event every year called Sparkle and Shine. So we do have a bit of a limited capacity about, there's only so many dumpsters we can give out on a weekend. And we try to manage that as best that we can. If you want more information about either of these programs, I put my phone number down. You guys know how to get a hold of me. I've also listed John Demergen, who's, I believe, at the meeting with us today, tuning in. He's our resource recovery coordinator, and he coordinates both the household hazardous waste and clean programs for us. I've got his direct number down there, and you can certainly email him directly. And just a reminder that Environmental Services Division also operates a 24-hour environmental hotline. 1-888-223-2363. That's separate from the roads crew number, and it's really geared towards environmental complaints, air quality, land resource, water quality issues that people are experiencing. But also people will call us on that line for information about how to dispose of things properly as well. And you can always email us at esghelp@waynecounty.com. And that's it, Madam Chair. I'm happy to take any questions that you or the other commissioners might have.
Oh, this is great. We're all going to be putting our newsletters out soon, I'm sure, and this is very helpful to distinguish between the two programs as well. Thank you for the presentation. Commissioners, any questions? I don't know.
Madam Chair?
Yep, go ahead, Commissioner Dodd.
So for the household hazardous waste program, you were talking about possibly doing drop off by appointments. Have we done that before? I'm sorry if you already said that.
No, that's not something we've done yet, Commissioner Daub. However, there are local communities and SACRA, the South Oakland County Resource Recovery Authority, has had some success with their member communities doing drop off by appointment. In the past, we have also offered this as an option to residents. However, it was always at a cost at 75 cents per pound. Our new contract that you'll see hopefully on the next meeting is going to have this option on there. And the thought process is that we charge a minimal or a nominal amount, like $5 for a resident who could then schedule it at their convenience to drop off.
Okay.
For example, I know Plymouth Township recently had a 2-week window where their residents could do drop off by appointment at the same contractor. And there are other communities who have looked at that option as well.
Yeah. I definitely, I think that's a great idea. I would love to see that happen. I know for me personally, I would pay I'd pay $20. I mean, I'd rather do that than get in a huge long line on a Saturday.
Exactly.
At the community event and wait. And like you said, people have been saving things for this past year. So I do expect that we're going to have long lines.
Yeah. And our thought process right now is for these events this summer, we're gonna have like little postcards or cards made out, we'll be at the end of the line. Hey, if you guys don't want to wait in this line, here's some information on how you could do this by appointment.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I have my hand up.
You know what? I can't tell that. Go ahead, Commissioner Varga.
Okay, thank you. I have an old maintenance yard in Southwest Detroit in my district that we own, and it is in bad shape. People have been dumping. There is a Woodmere Block Club who would be willing to assist in cleaning that up, but they would also then like to use it for gardening or community gardening, veggie gardening for the community, where they could just come and pick their stuff in that they need and go home. So I have been trying to get an answer for a while, and I have not, I guess, gone through the right channels to get the proper answer or any answer as to what are we going to do with that yard? Are we going to keep it, maintain it? It's unacceptable the way it looks. And if we keep it, we definitely need to put some barricades or something up there so people cannot.
So I'm going to have to do.
Madam Chair.
Yes,
Madam Chair,
go
thank
ahead.
you for that, Commissioner Varga. And we definitely will. It hasn't been brought to my attention, but we'll look into that today. As you know, if we're going to come before you guys, before a lot of our yards, we're looking at now. That's a good point, Commissioner Varga brought up, because we're now looking at all of our yards, because we do realize some of them, not just our road yards, we have other yards too, like parks have yards, and other facilities we have also reside in residential area or commercial. What we do not want to do is add to any blight that may be there. So even while our crews are out there maintaining the roads, forestry and whatever, we have to make sure we do our own facilities, especially ones that are in use, or more importantly, that are non-use. So we're going to be looking at, and we're looking at it now, some screening as we maintain our properties that we use, or property that we're waiting to dispose of, or come up with a plan of what we're going to do with it. We're also going to make sure that it's sightly, it is maintained. So we're also looking at currently now some screening that you've seen that will go around, some fencing that will make it look very, very nice around those yards. But on that particular one, I'll definitely call you after this. Well, after I get off of the Ways and Means Committee, I'm going to tune into that one, and then I'll call you, Commissioner Varga, and we can, get more detailed information and provide everyone with a plan for specific, and put something in there immediately in the short term.
We do have a master gardener who is part of the Woodmere Block Club. And if we could clean it up and allow them to use it, they would maintain it from here on in. So I would love to see.
I won't go that far right now. I can't commit to that far right now, because there's a lot of other issues, but we always going to look into that. First thing I want to do is clean it up. Make sure I have somebody there to get any kind of disparity, like it's blight, and clean it up. And then we definitely would love to have any kind of dialogue, because as you know, we have a doctor program, through the road. So we open to looking at any and all of that, for sure. But the immediate short term is to clean up, and if anything looks like it's blight, needs to be maintained. That's what my focus would be in the immediate short term.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I have a couple questions, Patrick. You mentioned the home generated waste that can be dropped off. Is this like over-the-counter medications, or is it prescription medications as well?
So it's over the counter, and prescription medications can be dropped off. Everything except for narcotics. So so if it's I think it's referred to as Class A narcotics, we can't accept those. However, many local police departments participate in an annual or biannual drug take back day
Yes.
that can accept those materials.
Okay, and so on every one of these dates, these medications can be dropped off? Okay.
Yes.
And so when you and Commissioner Dove were talking about the drop-off appointment, the cities or townships are determining where that drop-off is going to be, or will it be a Wayne County specific drop-off?
It will be through our contractor, and you will see that contract hopefully at the next commission meeting.
Okay.
The contractor is ERG. There's really only two companies that can provide the service to the level that we need it. ERG, which is located in Livonia. And so their facility, their main drop-off facility is on Merriman Road near I-96 in Livonia, which is convenient to your district, obviously, not to everyone's district. And EQ is the other company out of Detroit that can provide this service as well.
Okay. And then one last question. When you're talking about the applications for the clean, when should a group think about putting in an application for that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I meant to address that earlier. We would prefer as much lead time as possible. We need a minimum of a month though. If we can get, if we can get it in 4 weeks or greater before, whenever a scheduled cleanup event is going to take place, that would help us the most, to be able to get all the ducks in a row and everything in place and scheduled.
Okay, great.
Thank you for that question. I meant to address that earlier.
No, that's helpful. I was on the Livonia City Council when all this started back in 2004, and the first time it was like so crazy. There were zillions of cars, and it's gotten so efficient and swift now. It's really amazing. So it's an amazing program, and I know the public really likes it. Anybody else have a question? Well, thank you very much, Director Watts and Patrick, for giving us, this is very timely as we head towards summer, and we really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Great.
Thank you.
If allowed, we'll continue to come out throughout the summer and the year with more programs that we offer, just to give more specific detail to this honorable body.
No, that would be great. It's always great, just even if we know this, just for reminders.
Right. Absolutely.
Because we don't want to go by and find out about it in September. So this is great.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk, we can go back to the agenda.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
Okay, there are none that I know. Next item.
Chair?
Oh,
Madam Chair,
yes.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. Sure,
Andrew
sure. Go ahead.
Candrivas, I think it wasn't that we just had a discussion about just some information on Adopt a Road program.
Oh, yes.
It didn't make
yes.
it on the agenda, and I didn't think it needed to be added to the agenda. But I did ask Rhodes to just be ready to give a sentence or two about that, because I knew there was interest in it from commissioners. It's something that, the program hasn't changed, but sometimes you got to reset, refreshing people on, how to go about doing it, where to get the information from. So, it is on the DPS Roads website, the actual Adopt a Road program. I think Steve Shea is available here to discuss it. It's in his shop. Steve, are you available?
Thank you for reminding. I know Commissioner Dobb had brought that up. So thank you for interjecting here.
Well, I see. Okay.
Good morning, everyone.
There
I do.
Good morning.
Good morning. The manager of the Adopt a Road is Eric Lentz, and I believe he's on with us as well, and he can kind of go into the program in detail. Eric?
Yeah, hi. This is Eric Lentz, also the Wayne County Traffic Maintenance Engineer and the Adopt a Road Coordinator. The Adopt a Road program is a citizen volunteer program where they keep our Wayne County roads clean. Without the help of our citizens, the roads would not look as good as they are today. And as Mr. Candrivas stated, the best way to get information is off the WayneCounty.com website. There's a page for Adopt a Road, and I can call the number there and get in touch with me, or they can also email me. Always getting requests for adopting a particular road in Wayne County, and I'm always happy to send them out an application form and what roads are available in the community that they're interested in.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
So on the website, it says to please call Peggy Aniel Vanderwerken. Is that the correct contact person? Is she still with the county?
No, Miss Peggy, she retired and looking to get the website
Okay,
updated.
yeah, because when I had originally looked up some information on it, I think I checked for her email in our county system and I couldn't find her. So is the phone number correct? It's 734-955-2154.
Yeah, people can still call that number and it'll be redirected to me. I know for a while it wasn't working, but I got it working again and transferred over to my office.
Okay, but
So, yeah.
the information on the website will be corrected soon for the public.
Chair, through the chair, hi, Commissioner Dobb, absolutely. And then we definitely, any call, instead of anyone trying to think of any number that we have, just a road crew number. That's why we have the call center agents there so they can get to the DPS division or any unit. But absolutely, I know they've been working with our communications teams, been working with IT to update not only that page, but any page of our website for DPS to make sure we have the accurate information. So we will.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Madam
Any
Chair?
questions? Yes, go ahead.
If I could just add, the easiest way to navigate the site, when you go to waynecounty.com, there is like a search bar, and if you just typed in Adopt a Road there, it'll take you right to that page. It's the one, the one result that pops up. So it's a lot easier than trying to navigate all the DPS and departments, and electeds, and all the sub menus. So if you go Adopt a Road in the search bar, it's easy to find the information.
Okay, thank you. Great, because I think more people that know about this would be interested in it. It's so weird. I walk a lot, and since COVID hit, I can't believe how much trash I'm seeing just in bushes. And, it's not necessarily on the road, and I think people are afraid to pick up anything, but I've just noticed it like a lot, such an increase over this year. So the road program will definitely help with that and continue that. Okay, any other questions with this? Thanks for bringing that up, Andy. I appreciate that. Okay, next item, Madam Clerk.
Public comments.
Okay, could you unmute everyone? And do we have any emails that have come?
We do not have any emails.
Okay. Is everybody?
The lines have been unmuted also.
Okay, thank you. Anyone from the public that would like to address the Committee on Public Services? Anyone on Zoom or on the phone that would like to address us? Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, one more time. Anyone that would like to address us? Okay, I'm not hearing anyone. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Adjournment.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
Or
okay, we are now adjourned. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see you at the next one.
Thank you.
Thank you.